What about now? Can you hear me now? Huh. Oh, okay. There, I screwed up. Let's start over. Let's start over, you guys. So, welcome to our first official yoga upload live hangout. Sorry.
It's backwards.
Welcome to our first official yoga upload live Q&A. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to figure out the sound, and so hopefully now it's working. If you are able to hear me, please write something in the chat just so I know that you guys are there, and give you a shout out. Tell me where you're from, what time it is from wherever you are. Welcome. This is the first official day. Yesterday was setting up my webcam just to test it, setting up the microphone just to test it, and we ended up doing an impromptu yoga upload live Q&A. Some of the subscribers were online, and so that was really fun to just say hi and hang out and answer some questions. So today what we're going to do is I have all of your questions here that you sent me on Facebook, here on YouTube. For those of you who said you're not sure if you can join the live stream and you have some questions you want answered. So I'm going to try and get to that. Also some topics that keep coming up, some questions that keep coming up in my YouTube videos, and just people who email me and contact me privately. You know, a lot of people have very similar questions. So all right, we'll start. It is Labor Day. I'm in the US, Kansas City, Missouri. It's Labor Day and it's a holiday. So David's home to watch the baby, which is great. So I can do this. Thanks, babe. The baby is napping. All right, so let's go through a few of the questions here before I kind of talk about certain things. All right, Catherine Miller. She left a comment on a YouTube video, and so this is her question. She's a flight attendant. Schedule is all over the place from time zone to time zone. Hours of the day and week vary immensely. For this reason, she can't do the live stream, but she'll watch the replay. So hope you're watching, Catherine, if you're watching the replay. Question, do you have any suggestions on creating regularity with a yoga practice with such an irregular schedule? I've considered attempting to create time for teacher training, mostly so I am more knowledgeable to create my own routines to help me create consistency with this inconsistent life. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any suggestions on what I should look for when looking for a training center? I enjoy arm balances. Do you have any routines I have yet to come across with more time and space for variation with these balances? All right. Thanks for your question. All right, I'll answer that last part first. Arm balances, I don't know if you have done my Firefly power yoga class. It's a 1-hour power yoga class. If you go to the main channel page, and you should all do this. I get a lot of questions from people not being able to find what they're looking for, or they just have never been to the main channel page of Yoga Upload. Click Yoga Upload. See all of the videos organized into different playlists and sections. So for you, if you're looking for that arm balance class, go to the section that says Power Yoga for Intermediate and Advanced. And there you will find that Firefly class, some side plank classes. Side planks are kind of considered an arm balance too. And you'll have more challenging options there if you want to try that. All right, with regards to creating regularity, you know, everyone has a different schedule. Everyone has a different life. And when it comes to yoga, really just practice when you can. You don't have to feel bad about missing a practice. You should be able to tailor your yoga practice to fit your life. Do you know what I mean? It's supposed to be something that supports you in your life, in whatever work that you do. If you have a family, your practice should support you in that. So I think whenever you find time to practice, you said you're a flight attendant, so you spend a lot of time in hotels and in strange places. Even just 10-minute practice, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you have time for, do that. And from the looks of it, you've been practicing for a while, that you are able to create your own sequence for yourself. How do you start with a personal yoga practice? Way, do your favorites. What are your favorite poses? What are sequences that make you feel good? And just start with that. Focus on that. Start with what you know and start with what you enjoy. And just do that in your hotel. Just a few stretches. If you're traveling for long periods of time, that would be perfect to just do stretches. And, you have access to my channel and other online yoga videos. Now, when it comes to teacher training, all right, I have some thoughts on this. If you are not planning on teaching, which I don't see from your question, you just want something to deepen your personal practice, you can go to a teacher training, but it might be better to find a yoga retreat, maybe. Yoga retreats are meant for serious yoga students to deepen their yoga practice. So that's what they're there for. And there are also certain courses or workshops that you can take as a serious yoga student to help deepen your practice, so you have more knowledge, so you can create your own sequences. And teacher trainings will also do that. But me personally, the way the teacher trainings are run right now, I have a bit of a problem with it, because teacher trainings advertise and they say, this is for those who want to be yoga teachers, and also just for anyone who wants to deepen their yoga practice, even if they're not planning on teaching. That's great. They need to do that because they need to attract more people into the program. But I'm against that, because I went into teacher training because I want to be a yoga teacher. So my expectation coming in is, aside from learning more about yoga, asana, and philosophy and anatomy and all of that, I also was expecting to learn how to teach it. That should be part of the program. Teacher training program, you're training to become a teacher. So if you go into a program like that, then there's going to be some parts of the program, if they're talking about teaching methodology, that won't really apply to you and would be kind of a waste of your time. So that's my thinking on that, is find a retreat, a workshop that's meant for serious yoga students instead of a teacher training program. Unless you are really considering becoming a teacher, then maybe you can look into that. What are the qualifications for a training center? And this is problematic because, there's this thing called the Yoga Alliance. They're not a certifying body for yoga teachers. They're just a registry. If you complete your certification, you can register with them. You don't have to, but you can. There are perks, whatever. No one is checking the quality of teacher training programs, and that's just the truth. No one is vetting the curriculum. So how do you find a center to study with? Who are the teachers that you like? Who are the teachers that you follow? For sure, you have some online yoga programs that you've been following. Maybe they're on YouTube. Maybe they're somewhere else. A lot of these, so-called big name yoga teachers, master yoga teachers, are online too. So if there are certain people that you follow, find out if they host retreats or teacher trainings, because then you already know what they offer and you know that it resonates with you. You know that it matches the style that you prefer. That's really it. It's your preference, because when it comes to quality, they are so varied. It's hard to say this training is better than the other. So really, the style that you like and the teachers that you connect with, and follow them and find out this workshops, training programs. And that's how I would start. If there's someone in your city that you have been practicing with that you enjoy, maybe they have a training program you can attend, or you can ask them where they train, and you can go there. So That's how I would go about it. It's so hard to determine the quality just by reading, their marketing materials and their curriculum. It's really hard. So that's my tip for you. I hope that answered your question. Um, Yoga teacher training programs, that's a bit of a complicated topic. There's a lot of disagreement in the yoga world about the standards of yoga teacher training and all of that. But you seem to be very dedicated, so study on your own. Watch videos, read books, and you already have a practice. You know your body. You'll be able to tailor and create a personal practice for yourself. So I hope that helps. All right. What other, if you have any questions, go ahead and type that in the live chat. Am I looking at the live chat? Am I missing the live chat? Will you see if there are people on the live chat? I don't know if I'm looking at it. Maybe people have been writing and I have just not been seeing it. Let me see. Okay. There's a lot of people writing? Oh my gosh, I can't see it. Sorry. Here I go again. I thought that I was looking at it. I clicked on chat, but sorry, you guys. Let me read your... I'm going to try and find where that is. Okay. So sorry. David just gave me his phone so I could just read it. All right, let's start from the very beginning. Brian Keith Counterman Jr. Just about 9 minutes away? What do you mean? Hey? Oh, from when we start. Oh, you were waiting. Thank you for waiting. I'm here. I finally figured it out. Veronica, you're here, but cannot hear me, and now you can. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. This is all about the sound. All right. Erica Mitchell, I hear you here in NC, North Carolina. Awesome. Constanza Ontiveros. Hello, I can hear you. I am from Mexico City. I would love more no-risk classes. I've done almost all of them. Wow. I think I have 13 of them. Good job doing all of that. Yes, I will definitely make more no-risk classes. That's one of the things that I really enjoy. And also, it's easier on my body. I teach a lot in the city. So it's nice also for myself to have a break from chaturanga and down dog. So I will be filming more. Brian Keith, I'm Brian Jr. from Clifton, New Jersey. It is 14:13. It is 2:13 from where you are. That's right. All right. Constanza with core workout. Core workout. When I first started the channel, so this was like 2 years ago, it was still in our old house. I have 3 short core workout videos that are kind of old, but they're still pretty good. They're very short. They're under 10 minutes. So let me know if you're able to find that in the playlists. You can integrate that into your practice. And also the video that I'm editing right now is a core workout video, just a very short under 10-minute core workout video that I will edit and hopefully post next week. All right. I hear ya. We want more core workout. All right. Veronica, no questions. You're actually 1 hour behind me. I won't be able to stay for the entire broadcast. Have to run some errands. That's fine. You can watch the replay later on. Constanza, congratulations for all your hard work. Really enjoy your pace and your videos. Thank you very much. Emma Jones. Hi, Maris. I've fallen out of the habit of practicing yoga. I'd like to get back into it, but disheartened about not being as flexible or as good as before. Any advice to get back into it? Haven't we all done that? We've all been dedicated to something, whatever it is, yoga, working out, healthy eating, David. And then we kind of fall off the wagon. How do you get back into it? Same way you started it in the first place. Just take it easy. Take it easy. First, Just acknowledge that you fell off the wagon and accept that and move past that. That's done. So now you have to slowly integrate it into your life again. And if you're frustrated about the changes in your body, know that even if you practice consistently and you never stop, your body will change anyway. And we have to adapt our practice to suit our body instead of forcing our body to do the practice. You know what I mean? The practice needs to be adjusted for us and whatever is currently happening. So, Emma, start slowly. Start with a few gentle classes, maybe shorter classes, and just work your way up again. And I understand that it can be disheartening, but it's also an exciting thing to notice how your body is changing and to adapt to that. And it'll make you more creative. It will, a deep advanced practice doesn't necessarily mean you're doing acrobatic stuff. A deeper advanced practice means that you have learned to listen to your body. You have gotten to know yourself so well that you know how to practice at any given time. So just start again, be gentle with yourself, and just do what you can whenever you can. All right. Okay. I might miss a few. Okay. I'm trying to catch up with all of that. Constanza, I really enjoy the balancing poses in your no wrist videos. Try to include a lot of them in your no wrist videos. Congrats. I will definitely. I love balancing poses. I remember in the very beginning of my practice when they used to hurt my feet so much. And I was like, how are people doing this? And my feet are flat and I have bad feet. I have bunions. I have a lot of feet problems. Sorry if that's gross, but through yoga, I have learned to lift the arches of my feet so my feet aren't flat. They're flat, really, if I'm not paying attention, but I'm able to control them more and I'm able to alleviate the pain I've just gotten stronger feet over the years of practicing balance. Balance poses really help with that. And also patience and determination and focus and so many other things. And you need to have a sense of humor when you're trying to balance. Can't take it too seriously. We're gonna fall every now and then, and that's okay. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anyone there. She dreams. I think I missed you. You were pretty early there. Who else? Okay. Erica. Emma. All my friends do. Okay. Emma Jones. Also, all my friends do Ashtanga and invite me to practice with them. But I don't find Ashtanga as interesting as Vinyasa. So that's probably part of it. Yoga class is too expensive where I live. Yes, I agree. Here in Kansas City, we're pretty lucky. We have a lot of options. Typical drop-in class is about $15, but we have a lot of places that offer more affordable options. We have donation classes. We have a studio that's exclusively by donation, that's run by a friend of mine, Lauren Leduc. If you're ever in Kansas City, that's a place I would recommend. So yeah, yoga classes are expensive. That's why it's great that there are online options. And the more you practice, the more you'll be able to just create your own sequence for yourself and practice at home. Now, when it comes to Ashtanga, okay, Ashtanga is pretty controversial because it's very physically challenging. It moves pretty fast. And I don't know if you know about the history of Ashtanga. So in India, the founder of Ashtanga is Patabi Joyce. He's passed away. But his son and his family, they continue to run the Ashtanga center in India. And the problem that modern yoga teachers have with it is that they don't feel that it's anatomically safe. Not everything, just some of the poses and how they teach the poses are not anatomically safe because they're so dogmatic sometimes. Not all Ashtanga teachers, but some Ashtanga teachers are so dogmatic. If I learned it from my Indian master and they taught it this way, I'm only going to do it this way. I will not modify. I will not use any props. I will, I will force my body to twist in this manner. And the physical adjustments from teachers are also pretty intense in Ashtanga. So a lot of people have gotten hurt. And I remember Dave and I used to live near an Ashtanga yoga studio here in Kansas City. And we used to go there. Remember that? You went to Maya a few times? Ashtanga. Well, he didn't like it. I loved it for a while because it was, it was fun. It was so challenging. And I felt myself getting really strong and flexible. But after a while, I was like, just because it was too much. So example of an adjustment they would do on me, hero pose, Virasana, when you're, I don't know if you can see me, are you able to see me? So you're kneeling, right? Are you able to see me here? This is your Virasana. Supta Virasana, reclining hero pose, is you're all the way on your back. And a grown male, would step on my thighs and just stand there. So his full weight on my thighs. That's how they adjusted. So that's just a bit of an example of pretty aggressive physical adjustments, which at that time, I was younger, it was fun. But now that I look back on it, was that really necessary? I mean, you know what I mean? When Wade would use to, I'll show you later. It was, I just think it's too much. Now, I do know of some Ashtanga yoga teachers who study anatomy and are not dogmatic and are not so, what do you call it, attached to how their gurus taught them. They want to integrate sound, anatomical alignment, and safety into their Ashtanga practice. And so there are people who are starting to modify the way that they teach it, which is great. It's still not my main practice, but it can be fun if you do it safely. So just be careful. Just be careful with that, and modify if you need to. If the physical adjustments are too intense for you, let the teacher know. Don't be shy. Tell them that it's too much. Okay. All right. Enough about Ashtanga. Sorry. Veronica, several persons online. I know. I was just blabbing on, and I didn't realize you guys were here. I'm so sorry. Brian Keith, Counterman, having a cookout today at the backyard. Are you asking me? Oh, because it's Labor Day? Nah. Dave is watching the baby, and we are waiting for his dad to come in. He's from out of town. He's from St. Louis. He's gonna come today and stay with us for a few days. So that's gonna be fun with Grandpa. Oh my gosh, Siri, a wildflower life, healthy food and lifestyle. That's Siri. Would you ever do a yoga challenge on your channel, like a new video that we could practice with you every day for a month or something like that? I'd love to participate in that. Ooh, yoga challenge. Oh my gosh, Siri, first of all, hi, and thank you for hanging out. I've thought about that so many times. I really want to do it, to be honest. I should have done it before the baby came, but now that he's here, it's just much more difficult to schedule time for that because I need to make a lot of videos in advance, and to have all of that planned out. But I want to do it. Maybe I'll start with something that's more achievable. Like, what do you think about a 7-day challenge or a 14-day challenge? Right? I might be able to start something like that. And, in the future if someone can watch him, then I can do a 30-day yoga challenge. I think that would be really fun. I want to do that for sure. So thank you for bringing that up, Siri. All right. And I would love to have you participate. So, all right, hold me to that, you guys, that one day I will make a yoga challenge. Might be 7 days, might be 14 days, hopefully 30 days, but I'll try. I'll try my best. Okay. Okay. Julie Hunt. Blessings, Maris. Do you feel with the hectic pace of life, it is essential that we can check into the stillness of our mind and body? Absolutely. I think part of the reason that yoga is starting to spread and to become more accepted or practiced by a lot of people is we've arranged our lives to be this extremely busy, hectic, no escape. Like you can't turn it off because you have a phone and everyone's emailing you at different times of the day, even when you're asleep. It never stops. And everyone's trying to do so many things, balance their career with their family, with their health, with their personal goals. It's a lot. And taking the time for yoga, no matter how short, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, if you have an hour, you're very lucky. Take that hour for yourself. Hit pause. Hit pause on your hectic life and just be fully present as much as you can in your body. Be present with your breath. And what that does, the more you practice that, it's a skill. Being present and being mindful is just like any skill. We need to practice it, hone it, develop it. So the more you practice yoga and the more you get a taste of what it's like to breathe, to tune in and be present, the more you'll be able to integrate that outside your yoga practice and into your daily life. Then, if you're in the middle of a difficult conversation, you're stressed out about a deadline, you can hit pause, breathe, be mindful, really think about what matters. And then you can go back to whatever the challenge is, whatever the problem is, with a little more focus, a little more clarity, a little more compassion. And that should help you just deal with life better. So very, very important. Totally. That's why we do this. That's why we practice yoga. That's why I teach yoga. I need it. All right. Great question, Julie. Jennifer, I too love balancing poses. This live stream is great. You are darling and seem wise for your age. Wise for my age? Do you know how old I am? I'm going to be 40 in a few months. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, if you thought I was younger than that. But yeah, so approaching 40, I've done a lot. I almost feel like I've lived like many different lives. It's like my life in the Philippines is this other life where I had different careers. And then my life in the States is different with also different careers, multiple careers. I've been here in the US for, it's going to be 7 years in September. Oh my gosh, it's September. It's 7 years. It was September of 2010 when I moved to America from the Philippines. So I've been here 7 years, completely different life. Yeah, so almost 40. I've been through a lot in my personal life and professional life. So yeah, I'm not that young. But thank you, Jennifer. If I ever get to Casey, I would love to take a live class from you. Yes, please. Let me know. If you're here, I teach at a place called Westport Yoga. Westport Yoga, Kansas City. So you can Google that right now, just so you know where it is. And that's where I teach right now, every Sunday morning. How's the weather today on this Labor Monday afternoon? Pretty good. It's pretty warm outside. I went out to the gym this morning to work out. So That's pretty good. Hello. I don't know what is your name? It's just like blank. Hi, mommy. Say hi back, bitch. Okay. I hope that's like friendly. David said, don't read those. Sorry. Okay. Thank you for the Lotus Quell. Lotus Quell? Thank you for the hands-free videos. I do them every day. Anything to help keep hands, wrists pain-free so I can truly take my yoga to the next level. I want yoga to play a big role in my life. All right. Do you only have a problem hands when you're practicing yoga, like plank and down dog? Or are you dealing with something completely separate from yoga? Because if that's the case, then you might need to have it looked at. But if it's because of your alignment or your technique for down dog and plank and all the weight bearing poses, then I have a few tutorials on that. I have my Vinyasa Essentials tutorial series where I break down downward facing dog, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and the whole Vinyasa sequence. I show you how to position your hands and your arms so you're not dumping all the weight on your arms and your hands. So that should protect, or at least, the amount of pressure that you put on your wrists. So go ahead and look that up on my channel, Vinyasa Essentials tutorial series. And I hope that helps. So watch the videos, then let me know in the comments if that helps you, if the technique helps you. Okay. All right. I'd love a shorter challenge to Siri. Yeah, we'll try that. Suryati Sissy. Suryati Sissy. Any advice? Okay. Any advice on overcoming teaching insecurities because I don't have a degree? Also, any advice on personal corrections for students? Any advice on bringing spirituality into class in a grounded way? I love these questions. All right. So I'm assuming, what do you mean by you don't have a degree? A yoga teaching certification or a college degree? Okay, if yoga teacher training, yoga teacher certification, because we live in modern times, it's important to have that, A, for the knowledge, obviously. And also there are just some like legal and practical matters you need to consider. So as yoga teachers, we have liability insurance, things like that. So you're protected. So you're coming into class, these are your qualifications, you're qualified to teach, they know you're qualified to teach, and you're protected by your insurance. So you need that. But if you mean you don't have a degree, like a college degree, gosh, if you're teaching yoga, then there's a specific subject matter that you need to master, that you need to know, skills that you need to have, things you need to be good at. So if you work on those and you're offering yoga, then it should be fine. You don't need a college degree for that. But I do understand the insecurity part. I went to college, so I can't say that I can relate to having that insecurity, but I understand how you would have maybe this drive in you, or you feel like you have to prove yourself to other people because you don't have that piece of paper. I'd say if you're teaching yoga, develop the skills that you need for teaching yoga. Know as much as you can, read as much as you can, study as much as you can, and keep teaching, because it's the actual teaching that will make you become better. It really is. You can study all the books that you want, but until you teach your first class and you see all these different bodies and skill levels and personalities right in front of you, that's really the test, and that's what's going to make you. Let me go back to that question. I think you were saying something else. Any advice on personal corrections? Do you mean when you're teaching, like adjusting people? Is in a typical class where it's a mix of levels, a mix of old time yoga students and new people that I've never met before, I'm always walking around. I'm always walking around. I'm not on my mat demoing poses. I'll do that every now and then, but I'm always walking around checking on people and just kind of stand near someone if I need to correct their form somewhat, and just give the cue to everyone, but be standing next to them so they can. And I find that people respond to that. One good thing that one of our yoga studios, that Westport Yoga, where I teach, is we have consent cards, where if someone was okay with physical adjustments with touching from the teacher, they would get a consent card and put it on the corner of the mat. So you know, as a teacher, that you are able to physically touch the student to make an adjustment. Nothing aggressive. Like Warrior 2, for example, this arm is down. I kind of just lift it up like that. You know, that's a small adjustment. And they have the consent card, so I know that I can touch them lightly and adjust. So stand beside the person that you want to adjust. And if you have consent cards or you're allowed to do that, that's very helpful. So no one gets like weird or like, I never said you could touch me. You know, some people are like that. And so you should, I think you should definitely look into that. It helps so much. So that's corrections. I never call anyone out. Like I'm in the front of the room and I'm like, hey, David, do this, do that. I don't do that unless it's a private group that I'm teaching and we all know one another and they've been longtime students and the trust is there. Then I can do that a little bit nicely, of course. But I wouldn't do that in a public class where if this person is meeting me for the first time, you know, I'm very careful about that. I don't want people to feel like they're singled out, but I also don't want them to practice in an unsafe way. So I'll just kind of go in their area and try to help them out that way. I hope that helps you. Any advice on bringing spirituality into class in a grounded way? What do you mean by it? What do you mean by spirituality? For some people, that means religion, like their specific faith that they practice. But for others, especially people who practice yoga, spirituality can mean something different. Just having a meditation practice, for example, or having mindful breathing practice. So if you want grounded way, which I totally agree, because that's what I want. I don't want, you know, people to just be living in their heads. You want it to be grounded, practical, and real. Just the act of mindful breathing and movement is almost like a spiritual practice. Have a few minutes of breathing in the beginning, maybe a few minutes of silence or a breathing meditation. Or if there's like a mantra that you want your class to focus on for a few minutes, that's your meditation. That's one thing that you can infuse a little bit of spirituality, but still grounded. You can also have maybe, I don't want to say a quote or a passage in the beginning of a class that people can maybe contemplate as they do the flow. It's a book I have here, The Path of the Yoga Sutras. So you can maybe, you know, you read on your own and then you pick a concept or an ethical principle that you want people to reflect on during class. Something simple, nothing, you know, you're not going to overdo it. You're not going to talk about it the whole time. Just kind of introduce it there and let them have their own experience of it. I don't like it when it's being rammed down my throat. You know what I mean? If it's just me personally, I'll have a little bit of inspiration in the beginning and at the end. Yeah. Sima Mohite. Hi, Maris. Would you ever consider hosting a yoga retreat? If this was asked of me 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, I I would be really excited at the thought. I think that that is a wonderful way to connect with students and deepen your practice and deepen my teaching as well. At the same time, travel to a fun place. But now that I have the baby, he's almost 8 months old. So we're at a place right now in our family where I can't really travel that much. Or if I travel, I want to travel with my family. And so it's in the future. Maybe not yet, just because I know myself and I know that I would leave and the baby, and it's just gonna be hard for me emotionally. But yeah, it's a very exciting thought. I haven't closed the door on that. Some in the future, I might. Yeah. Okay. Kelly Virgo. Over the course of a week, what should my practice look like? Variety or stick to certain classes, principles for a period of time? Well, that depends really on what your goal is. I remember when I was just starting out with yoga, I didn't really know a lot of variety, a lot of styles. So I just, whatever class I could go to, I'd do it. I found I do it. So for you, it seems like you've been practicing for a while. Do you do other exercises though? Is yoga is your practice, but do you have other physical activities is what I mean. Um, Me, for example, I'm really starting to enjoy going back to working out at the gym again. And so I try to do that once or twice a week, kind of a pretty heavy workout. And then if I could go to another yoga teacher's class once or twice a week, I'd do that. And then I can have maybe a little short practice just by myself to stretch, breathe, something short. So that's where I am right now. But for you, if you are in a period of exploration, meaning you're not married to just one style and you want to explore and just see what's out there, if you haven't tried a lot of the lineages and yoga styles, then I think this is signaling the end of the live stream. But then yeah, feel free to explore. I would say though, I don't want you to burn out. So in a week, if you're practicing really strong, like you have a power yoga one day, a vinyasa one day, or ashtanga, have at least one or two practices that's more restorative or yin or gentle, just to balance that. And the reason I say that is because we tend to gravitate towards styles that personality. So if you're, go, 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 kind of competitive and, you want to do the really challenging stuff. But really what we need in our lives, if that's the type of person you are, you need to balance that with restorative, gentle, something that your mind is going to be fighting against. It's like, I'm not doing anything. This is boring, or it's too easy, or it's too slow. We actually need that we, the thing that you're resisting, explore that and try that. So yeah, just have a balance of different intensities so you don't burn out. What would be what I say. All right. Did that help? Did that help, Kelly? Oh, running, hiking. Fantastic. So you can maybe make your yoga a complement to your running and your hiking. That's why you will need maybe once a week of a gentle or just a stretch practice or restorative or yin to balance out all that activity. Oh my God, you're enjoying yourself? You know why he's reacting this way? He's looking at his reflection and he's liking it. Okay. Suryati, I'm a qualified dance teacher but no yoga degree. Qualified dance teacher, So that's great because you already have a background in movement. If you are serious about teaching yoga, you will eventually need some kind of training. So I suggest you look into that and find a teacher, find a program that you connect with, that you really enjoy. Thank you so much for your answers. Wish I had more characters to write. Lucky Nelson. Tried yoga for the first time. Watching your videos changed my life. So shouting you out all the way in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. Woohoo, to be exact. Thanks a lot. Well, hi. Hi, Lucky Nelson from Trinidad and Tobago. I've never been, but that would be a great vacation to have one day. Okay, he does this a lot. He likes to eat my hair. That's not good for you, buddy. Okay, you want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi? Right, Kelly, thank you. You are very welcome. Hope that helped you a bit there. Okay, how long have we been running? I think I need to wrap this up in a bit. Huh? No, it's all right if you're busy. I think we're going to have to wrap it up. Let me see if there are some questions here that I can answer really fast. Yeah, so some people had questions on Facebook. Amber Acosta, advice about teaching yoga. I think I've mentioned a lot of that right now, but real quickly, teaching, if you're thinking about teaching, really think about it first. Okay, this is what I see happening a lot. Yoga. They get really, really into it and they fall in love with it. And they want to do it all the time. They want to practice yoga all the time. And they think, oh, the way for me to practice yoga all the time is for me to become a yoga teacher. True, in the beginning. But the irony is, you teach so much, you eventually start teaching so much, it's hard to find time for your own practice. And that's a lot of yoga teachers' struggles that I see. So really think about it. You might, again, try, I mentioned earlier, try just a yoga retreat or a workshop or a course that's for serious yoga students, because that might satisfy your desire for yoga, and you might not necessarily want to teach, because knowing and practicing yoga is entirely different from teaching it. It's gonna be your job. It's gonna be your job. It's your profession, and most of us were independent contractors, so it's a business. It's almost like you're running a business, and the business is yourself. So think about that. If that's what you want, then, go for it. But that's really something that I think people don't realize in the beginning. And I also went through that. I was like, oh, I love yoga so much, and I just want to, but I love teaching too. I was a teacher. I taught high school. I was a corporate trainer. I love teaching and training even before I became a yoga teacher. So I know that teaching really is within me. And now I found which is something that I would be very happy to teach. So ask yourself if you're a teacher or if you want to be one. Okay. So the love of yoga is not enough. You got to think about the other things too if you're going to be a teacher. Okay. All right. Yeah, Brian Keith, live chat's been almost 50 minutes. I know. I think it's time to wrap it up. Time to wrap it up, Kieran. Want to say hi to the people? Say hi and bye. Hi and bye. All right, guys. I think that's it for our first official live stream. The next time we do this, because this is really fun, I think I want to do it again. Next time we do this, I'll maybe have 2 to 3 main topics that I'll prepare for and start talking about that. And then you can think of questions related to those topics. So if you are thinking about anything that you want me to talk about in the future, right in the comment section of the replay video. This is going to be posted on YouTube, and people can watch the replay. Then you can post your comments on that if there are certain topics that you really, really want me to talk about. All right. And if you have not visited my website, you should. It's yogaupload.me. It's not a .com. It's yogaupload.me. And there you'll find my blog where I write articles on a regular basis, just tips and my thoughts on teaching yoga, practicing yoga, some yoga current events, if you could call it that, yoga product reviews. And also, for those of you, if you have videos, a lot of you have your own favorites. I have over 130 videos. So people have their own practices that they like. You can download those videos from my website. And the advantage of downloading them is that you can save it to your device, you own it forever, and you can watch it without the internet. So you have the class in your pocket at all times. No matter what happens to YouTube or what happens to me, you will have the class. Some people have emailed me before saying that, oh, you know, I saw someone like stealing your video, like they would download it illegally and upload it on their own channel. And I'm like, really? You're stealing something that I'm already giving away for free? People. Anyway, if you want to download legally from my website, that really helps me a lot. It's $5 per download from my website, but you get a discount if you download 3 videos. You get a $3 discount and you only pay $12. So it becomes $4 per video. So it's not much if you want to save the classes for yourself. It's also a great way to support Yoga Upload so I can keep making the free videos. It really helps the channel a lot. So please go ahead and check that out. Yogaupload.me. Go to the store if you want to see the downloadable videos that are there. If you have your favorites, if your favorite is not there, let me know and I will add it. AB. All right, time to go? I think it's time to go. You think it's time to go? Right. Visit the website. Check out my blog. Thank you so much, everybody. And I think we are going to say bye-bye. Right, Daddy?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Kieran says bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
David says bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I will see you next time. Bye.